Alright, what's going on YouTube, and welcome back to Anything Goes, where we discuss basketball, politics, controversy, and pretty much anything else we want. Hence the name, Anything Goes. If you like this video, you want to see more videos by us, make sure you like and subscribe, comment, and let us know what you want to see next. And without further ado, let's get right into the video. So, in this video, we're going to be talking about Luka and Giannis and kind of how they would pair together and if it would actually work. So Luka Doncic, we'll go over him for a little bit. A good shot creator, great shot creator for others. Actually, good passer, efficient. I feel like his rebounding is a little overrated, but it's not like it's still a weapon. And of course, he's good in the fast break. He just has a good feel for the game and great vision. And as for Giannis, two-time MVP candidate, one of the probably the most dominant scorer in the league. Can't really be stopped, and is actually a pretty good playmaker too. And he improved his three-point percentage this season to about a 34%, which is pretty good. So not on that many attempts, but still an improvement. But let's go ahead and talk about the pros and cons. So the pros, pick and roll. So obviously the Luka Doncic and Giannis pick and roll will be damn near impossible to stop. You got 6'8" Luka, 220 pounds coming down the paint. And of course, you got the probably three shooters on the court: Steph Curry, Tim Hardaway, Kristaps Porzingis, all looking to make shots. Even Dorian Finney-Smith. You know what I'm saying? And then you have Giannis obviously going to the rim. He's going to be an issue. He's going to attract the defense, which is going to open up a lot of opportunities for Steph Curry and Tim Hardaway to have kind of like 20-point games and just go off from the three. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the pick and roll. Luka will pretty much find him every time, but depending on how much Luka handles the ball, he may get more turnovers per game because he's averaging like 4 a game now. So now that he has another pick and roll partner aside from Kristaps Porzingis, maybe his turnovers will go down. We'll see. It depends on how much he's handling the ball. But for the next pro, fast breaks. The fast break is going to be crazy, especially with, Giannis taking like 6 steps to get down the court and Luka, pushing the ball up. Because, Luka is still going to get like 8 rebounds a game probably. Like if you saw my Luka video, I said he'd probably still, even if they were to get a dominant big, he'd probably still pull in like 6, 7, maybe 8 rebounds. And every one of those rebounds are going to turn into a fast break, or at least an attempt. They're going to at least attempt to push it up with Giannis, of course, not trailing, but Giannis, of course, ready to catch the outlet, and Luka, who is definitely good enough to deliver. So the fast breaks are going to be insane. And obviously, if Giannis gets the ball, he's running down the court. And the other 4 people on the court can shoot, so they're going to be spotting up. So it's just going to be a problem for NBA teams to stop. And Giannis was already unstoppable in a fast break. So not only does he have spacing and another playmaker, but, I don't know why I said not only, but yeah, he has spacing and another playmaker now, which is going to make him even harder to stop if he went to the Mavericks. Next pro, the creating for others, the playmaking for the other players, like the team. So obviously Giannis and Luka are both great playmakers. Giannis more because he is literally unstoppable going to the rim unless you put 3 bodies on him. And because the Mavericks have multiple 40% 3-point shooters, it just doesn't make sense to leave them open. Like Steph Curry is a 45% 3-point shooter. Tim Hardaway is like a 38% 3-point shooter. And if we're talking about their other shooters like Dorian Finney-Smith, who's also a two-way player, he's like a 36%, I think. I'd have to check, but he's a pretty good shooter. And then, Luka Doncic, I don't think you want to leave him open. KP, 38%, I'm pretty sure, something pretty good. So, obviously, the shot creating is going to be pretty intense. And in the playoffs, we saw this season, they're not going to fall apart like the Bucks did. Or they wouldn't fall apart if Giannis went there. So, yeah, creating for others is going to be really insane. Another thing, their size. It's going to cause a lot of mismatches for teams. Obviously, Giannis, 7-footer who can handle the ball. He's going to be a matchup issue. You have KP running a 5'7" 3", and then of course you have Luka running the one at 6'8". The only real liability on the court would be Seth Curry, which is probably why they'll start Dorian Finney-Smith, who's a really good two-way guy. Maybe even what's the boy named Maxi Kleber, because he can shoot at small forward. So maybe they even start him and bench Steph Curry. I'm almost 100% sure they'll bench Steph Curry for the simple fact that Tim Hardaway Jr. is slightly better than Steph Curry on defense, and he's a pretty okay shooter too. 15 points a game on 38%, I believe. So he's still giving you good shooting, and he's playing pretty okay defense, and he's really confident as well. So they'll probably do a lineup like Luka, Tim, Dorian Finney-Smith, Giannis, and then KP at the 5. And another pro, and this is actually the last pro for me. Giannis and Luka both have another playmaker. So the problem with both of their teams last season was that both of them were handling the ball literally 100% of the time. So their offenses got kind of predictable in the playoffs. It was like, okay, we know Luka's gonna get the ball. Not really the Mavericks, but really the Bucks. Kind of like, okay, so Giannis is just gonna run into the paint. We'll just wall up and put 3 people down there. And if he kicks it out, well, the only shooter they really got that's being consistent in the playoffs is Chris Middleton. And even then, he wasn't that good. So we're just gonna wall up, stop Giannis, and then of course there was Bam Adebayo, and we should probably talk about him a bit. But yeah, so they won't have that issue anymore. Luka has someone to take some of the ball handling responsibilities off of him, and Giannis has someone that can create for him and also take some of those playmaking responsibilities away. Now, for the potential cons, the first one and the obvious one is spacing. With Luka being a 32% three-point shooter, which I think is because he was taking a lot of threes and a lot of tough threes, and of course he wasn't making them, especially in the late game, because every missed three is going to hurt your percentage, so it probably looks worse than it actually should be. But still, that's still a problem. And then, of course, Giannis isn't going to be shooting. So if the shooters, quote unquote, are having a bad night, then the Mavericks have a good chance at losing. I mean, it depends on how brilliant Luka and Giannis are that night. Giannis finishing through multiple defenders, and Luka just being Luka, step back threes, and just creating his own shot. So we'll have to see. Another potential con, Kristaps Porzingis. I don't know how good he's going to be being the third guy on the team, and the reason I say this is because he won't be getting as many shots, so his efficiency will just have to go. Like, he'll have to just be efficient, right? So the opportunities that he does get, he's going to have to make them, unless Luka takes a lot less shots than he did this season, and he, instead of being kind of like a scorer, he's more of a, like, he's still putting up like 24 or 25 a game, right? But he's getting like 11 to 12 assists because he's pick and fade, pick and roll with Kristaps Porzingis. And then, of course, the pick and roll with Giannis is going to create shots for a lot of people, and especially Giannis, of course. So, like, those are two weapons that Giannis will have it. I mean, not Giannis, that Luka will have at his disposal and can go to at any point in time. So, obviously, it'll be less about how much he can put up every night and more about how he can create for everyone else. And, of course, his decision making, which is only going to get better and better. But another potential con, Dwight Powell. And we'll talk about the depth in a minute, but Dwight Powell, he's a really bad shooter. Not a really bad shooter. He's not a shooter at all. He's an inside center that can pick and roll, slash to the rim, get dunks, and pretty good shot blocker, rebounder. Not that good on the perimeter, but pretty serviceable. So the reason why I put him on the cons list is because, like, him specifically, is because, like, He's not gonna space the floor, so you can't have him out there with Giannis. So like, is he gonna fall out of the rotation, or like, are you gonna have lineups where Giannis is on the bench, Kristaps Porzingis is playing the four, which he doesn't like to play, and statistically he was really bad when he played the four at the start of the season. But when Dwight Powell got injured, which I'm not saying that Dwight Powell's a bad player, but when he got injured and Kristaps Porzingis slid to the five, the Mavericks immediately got better, and Kristaps Porzingis immediately got better. So the issue isn't Dwight Powell; it's more so that he can't space the floor, and KP isn't that good at the forward position, or he doesn't like running the forward position for some reason. So they need to either figure out that lineup or um, maybe get rid of Dwight Powell. I don't know, because you're not going to find a lot of centers that can shoot. So maybe you run some small lineups. You know, maybe you put Maxi Kleber at the five, Giannis at the four, and Luka at the one, and then you have not Seth. The defense on that lineup is so questionable, but it's also so versatile because you can switch. So I mean, it depends because Maxi Kleber he can pretty much guard. Like he was playing some good defensive minutes on Kawhi in the playoffs, not stopping him, but just kind of doing a good job of staying in front of him and making him take mid range shots, which he made every time, but still pretty good defense. So he's never a liability. And then you have Giannis who can guard pretty much anyone, so he can be on the not anyone, but he can guard a pretty wide range of positions, be a good help defender. So you maybe put him on the center, guarding the center. For your three, you have Dorian Finney-Smith, who was also playing some pretty good minutes on Kawhi. And then at the two, you have Tim Hardaway probably, and then Luka at the one, who is okay at defense, pretty underrated. He's definitely not someone you would want to target because he's just so smart. But yeah, but let's talk about the depth a bit. The depth of the team is, I don't know if I consider it a con. It depends on how they improve and like what players they go out and get. Like there are obviously people like Jeremy Grant, which I doubt they'll be able to get because they'll be pushing the salary cap if they get Giannis after that. Because I know Jeremy Grant's gonna go for like 15 million probably. So it depends, man. I don't know. The team is pretty deep already. If you add Giannis to this team and you put Maxi Kleber on the bench, Dwight Powell's coming off the bench, like that's a pretty solid, you know what I'm saying, bench. You add some more people, maybe find you like another backup point guard. I know Jalen Brunson is pretty good, but maybe find you another backup point guard. You have Steph Curry off the bench. The three, you got there's another guy I can't think of. Michael Findley, I think. I know there's Dorian Finney-Smith. There's some people I'm forgetting, but so yeah, the Mavericks are actually pretty deep, so that might be a pro. But maybe look to improve even more. Get you some hustle guys because you don't want Kristaps Porzingis and Luka racking up technical fouls. Obviously, Markieff Morris is going to be a free agent. Marcus Morris, Montrezl Harrell, people like that. But yeah, I'm done talking about depth. For my final con, Luka might try to take more threes than he has to. I definitely don't want Luka trying to force up threes and just try to space out the floor for Giannis. Kind of like I forget the guy's name, Joel Embiid. I know Joel Embiid is a center, Luka's a point guard, but Joel Embiid was trying to take more threes so that Ben Simmons could get some space, but obviously that didn't work out. And I know that's probably not what's going to happen, but I just don't want Luka trying to force up even more step back threes than he already does. So definitely, I don't know, just have a good offense, have a good scheme, have a good plan. And Luka, he's just got to hit shots. That's all it is. He's got to work off the ball a bit more, and yeah, he's just got to hit 3-pointers. That's pretty much it. Catch and shoot more, and yeah. But for my conclusion, I'll just say Luka Doncic and Giannis. There aren't really that many questions. The biggest question would be the spacing, and obviously there are a lot of good things about it. So should the Mavericks go after Giannis? Obviously. And when they get Giannis, what kind of offense should they run? I don't know. Honestly, just pick and fades and pick and rolls will work so good, like so good. And maybe those small ball lineups with Giannis at the 5 would be amazing. So just think about that. Maxi Kleber, all of them. But that's pretty much it for this video. If you liked it, make sure to like and subscribe, comment, let us know what you want to see next. This is Nate from Anything Goes, signing out.